To Eyewitness News. Has this particular memorandum opinion issued by the United States District Court in the matter between the GPGC Limited and the government of Ghana come to your attention? And it is dated the 6th of August 2024.
Good evening to your listeners, and thank you very much. Yes, I'm aware of this.
And according to the opinion, Ghana failed to even challenge the award after it applied and was granted extension of time. Why did Ghana fail to challenge?
Well, I think
the
point.
In the first place?
So I think all these matters have been discussed on your network over the years. It's an award that was given way back in January 2021. It was definitely before I was appointed Attorney General of the Republic, and as you know, arbitration awards are final. So once the award was given, it had finality. Award was given in January 2021. So the obligation of the government then would be to pay. Indeed, we say the awards are final, arbitral awards are final, because unless you can show some fraud in the process by which the award or the judgment was obtained, or maybe some denial of justice, it cannot be set aside. So I think it is important to point out that these awards were given, or this award was given way back in January 2021, and the government since then has had the obligation to pay. And indeed, they've been making an effort to pay. It is a failure to exhaust payment, which has led to the company seeking enforcement orders in other jurisdictions. So it is not a case where there has been a new judgment or a fresh award given by any court or tribunal anyway at all.
Exactly the case. So, what is the discussion? Have you engaged the company?
No, but I think the failure to pay clearly. I think the failure to pay clearly is not mine. The duty to pay too is not mine. That's the Minister for Finance's responsibility. The Minister for Finance owes a duty to pay. The Minister for Finance together the Minister for Energy owe a duty to liquidate this award, which, as I said, predated my tenure as Attorney General. And of course, they've been making effort to pay. So really, I cannot answer. I think the best person to answer for why there has been a failure to consummate payment of the judgment debt will be the Minister for Finance.
Surely, but I think as Attorney General, you should be interested in knowing whether or not the Finance Ministry is making efforts to settle Ghana's indebtedness to the country. You should certainly be interested.
Of course, the necessary discussions have been had with the Minister of Finance. But I would also find out from you. Are you also interested in knowing why the Minister of Finance has not paid? Would it also be appropriate to ask the Minister of Finance directly?
Yes, but since you are Attorney General, we thought it wise to come to you first to understand what you have done in respect of this before. Yes.
No problem with that, and that is why I'm answering questions. But I'm saying that the impression that has been sought to be created by the publication that I've seen today, another judgment date, a new judgment date, the U.S. Court awards award. There's no U.S. Court which has awarded judgment against the government of Ghana. It is only an enforcement order, and that enforcement order is on account of a failure to pay a judgment debt which accrued way back in January 2021 as a result of an award that was given at that time, and at the time that I was Attorney General. So I think that the matters were put in proper perspective, and for me, significantly, it highlights the significance of the progress Ghana has made when it comes to international arbitration. Because if you would recall, in my tenure as Attorney General, there have been very huge arbitration claims against the government of Ghana, many running to billions of dollars and all that. And to date, I'm very confident and very proud to say that to date, there has not been a single arbitration award against the government of Ghana in my tenure as Attorney General. And that is something that is worth celebrating. Recently, when the ENI award was given, and there was a partial determination which indicated that the letter written by the Minister for Energy was written contrary to law. But all the financial claims of ENI, initially in the sum of $7 billion, and subsequently which was reduced to $950 million after a contest by the government of Ghana, were also dismissed. All of the financial claims were dismissed. Some people sought to dismiss it as nothing. But I'm saying it's very significant. I mean, can you imagine what would have happened to a nation if $950 million or any fraction of it had been awarded against the government? Even this $134 million awarded way back in January 2021, the government is starting to pay. So I think that we sometimes might give credit where it is due.
Yeah, of course. So we'll give credit where it is due. But just for information purposes, were you not part of the legal team that represented Ghana in this particular GC Limited matter?
Well, the decision to contest any claim is made by the attorney of the day. Yes, at the end of the day,
you were deputy.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
And we don't hope to.
The award was given.
We don't seek to litigate the matter. We don't seek to litigate the matter.
Relevant. So the most important point is that the award was given way back in January 2021. It must be paid, and I'm saying that the government of Ghana has made efforts to pay, satisfy part of the award. No, the only outstanding matter is that the rest must be paid.
But it does appear that the Attorney General of the day is seeking to distance himself from a process he was part of as far back as 2021.
That was a clear impression that was created by various publications today. Today, various publications on radio as well as on the internet sought to create the impression that there has been another judgment debt. But there's no other judgment debt. It is the original one, which has been discussed many times on CTFM and all other stations, which is being enforced. And indeed, it is in my right to make the clear distinction. Like in my tenure as Attorney General, there has not been any such arbitral award or even any international arbitration award against the government of Ghana.
Very well.
All financial claims against the government of Ghana have been hotly contested and indeed have been won. So far.
Very well, but it's also important to point out that at the time you were Deputy Attorney General and also a member of the legal team that dealt with this matter. But in our engagement with people close to the matter, it does appear that the two sides are trying to get a settlement agreement signed, but it does appear that the the government of Ghana is delaying to sign and interest keeps accruing. That surely isn't a good sign.
Well, I'm not aware of the nitty-gritties of the settlement process because, as I said, it is really a matter within the domain of the Ministry of Energy and the Ministry of Finance. What I am aware of is that there was a request for the Office of Attorney General to review a settlement process that had been engaged in between the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Energy on one side, and the judgment debtors on the other side. The judgment creditors, on the other side. And my view really pointed to lapses in terms of some of the terms of settlement, and I did not agree with it, and so that was sent back for them to take a look at it again. It is my responsibility as the Attorney General of the day when any settlement is about to be engaged in to ensure that the terms are such as will be in the best of interest of the public of Ghana.
I see, but the company, we understand, is threatening that if nothing is done, they will move to seize Regina House in London, where Ghana's High Commission is. You should certainly be concerned about this as Attorney General.
Yes, so that occurred, and I'm also happy to state that property has been released from attachment. Yes, we dealt with it some time ago. Secondly, I must also stress again that the duty to settle or to negotiate the specific terms of settlement with GPGC is between the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Energy, and not really that of the Attorney General. My obligation will only be to review the terms as will be agreed by the two institutions and then ascertain that they are in the best of interest of the nation.
But will you follow up to ensure that the terms are drawn quickly so that Ghana does not face any embarrassing situation on the international scene?
I think you should rather find out from Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Energy why or what steps have been taken to pay rather than the Attorney General, with all respect.
Of course, but if Ghana's property abroad is seized, the Attorney General will be called to do something necessarily, even though it will be the Ministry of Finance's job to make the payment. So the Attorney General should surely be concerned and be following up on payment arrangements by the Finance Ministry.
I'm not expressing a lack of concern. about the process. I've already indicated that some time ago we took steps to free the properties in London from an attachment. And I'm also stating that indeed the payment of the money is not in my domain. I'm not the control of the public purse. The person who, with all respect, is responsible for ensuring that payment is done is the Minister of Finance.
Very well, but for those who are following or hearing the matter for the first time, I mean, what really was the advice of the Attorney General in respect of the termination of the contract that the government of Ghana had with GPGC, what did the Attorney General advise before the Ministry of Finance or Energy went ahead to terminate or repudiate the agreement?
I do not recall because I'm not the Attorney General. What I recall is that there was a team constituted made up of officials of the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Energy, in particular technical persons from Ministry of Energy and its relevant institutions, which determined that indeed there was excess power supply and accordingly advised Cabinet and the Cabinet to the decision. I was not a member of Cabinet at that time. I don't know the specific considerations that went into it.
Will you be interested in bringing the two parties together, for example, the company and the Minister of Finance, to ensure that we have a smooth process to ensure that Ghana doesn't face any difficulty or embarrassing situation?
Well, you're seeking to make me fully responsible for answering all the questions. I think that if the Minister of Finance is responsible for a specific subject matter, you ought to ask them appropriately. There is a reason why there is division of labor in government. The division of labor, the Attorney General is the principal legal advisor to the government. The Minister of Finance is responsible for managing the public purse. The Minister of Energy is responsible for ensuring that the energy demands of the nation are satisfied. And therefore, you must recognize the need for that division of labor.
I do, but as a public officer, I mean, mindful of the public purse and all of that, you should be concerned as well that non-payment is leading to further accrual of interest, which in the end will disturb the coffers of Ghana.
This question was asked earlier on, and I indicated that I'm not expressing lack of concern, and all the necessary steps will be taken as far as the extent of my duties under the Constitution require.
Very well. Thank you so much, Mr. Attorney General Godfred Dame, for speaking to us on this matter. Attorney General Godfred Dame.